Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Up and Smoke podcast. It's Lefty, of course, and I'm going to get right into it. So, news is the Patriots are having some regrets of letting Jimmy G go. I mean, they should. They went against everything that they built their Patriot way upon. Like, the Belichick system that made them so successful was the fact that they would get rid of a player a little bit ahead of schedule instead of holding on to a player because of his name. Now, seeing how they did that with Tom Brady, I see this is when the Patriots era starts to plummet. It's about to decline like hell. They had an incredible run. And I appreciate greatness, but I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl ever again. Now, the mindset that these players have is the only way that they can make it to the league and do what they do Sunday in and Sunday out. They have to have some vain confidence. Now, Brady, I understand you don't want a player nipping at your heels per se, but the fact that you didn't want to compete, you set the Patriots back for years. What Tom Brady's doing right now is unprecedented. Nobody's ever done, and it's amazing to see. But it's more of a likely chance that Jimmy G from this point on is going to be in the league longer than Tom Brady. I can only imagine what Jimmy G must have been doing in practice that made Tom Brady say, hey, this guy's got to go. I can't allow him to stay here and come through another camp. Because Tom Brady knew he would be sitting out, and he knew that Jimmy G would be gaining a rapport with the players. See, this shit is all chess. You got to be one step ahead. And as we can tell, Tom Brady's pulled a fast one over Rob Kraft and Bill Belichick. Now, I want to stay in the AFC, and I want to talk about the Browns. See, I see the potential in what the Browns could be, but I don't like the moves that they made. The fact that on paper, Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel look so much alike, and the experience that Cleveland had and went through with Johnny Manziel, they shouldn't have picked Baker. I don't care how much of a talent he is. I don't see it. For what Baker is, he's less athletic than Johnny Manziel, and he has smaller hands than Johnny Manziel. I think that Baker Mayfield actually needs to wear gloves on his hands like Teddy Bridgewater so that he can get a better grip on the football. Now, I can't remember the last time that the Browns were actually in contention to win a game, let alone have a winning season and make the playoffs. But it's to the point where winning the game might just be so hard that that's just above their means right now. But what I can fault the Browns on is drafting wrong and not scouting well. Now, in this draft of 2018, to me, there were only 3 hit-or-miss prospects that the Browns were supposed to take. That was either Bradley Chubb to pair with Myles Garrett, Saquon Barkley to just add another weapon, or Sam Darnold. Them were the only picks that they were supposed to be trying to acquire and consider. The fact that Sam Darnold is already ready to start playing in the league isn't saying Baker won't play or he won't start in this league, but he's just not the same prospect. Look at the paper. Look at him on paper. Like, it's still about speed, size, and strength. I just hate the way that the Cleveland Browns organization is going about drafting. You scrubs keep getting the top pick for a reason. Get players. Stop going after the wild, whoa, ooh, fan crazy. No, get impact players that you can stockpile, and you will be able to just add layer and layer and layer of talent. That's what this league is about, talent. Mark my words. Baker is nothing close to being what Sam Darnold will ever be. And that'll be just another wasted draft for the Browns. Staying in the AFC, you know I got to talk about my Raiders. You know I love my Raiders. But all I really want to say is, we got John Gruden and off with his head. I love the way that Kansas City is looking. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be an upgrade from Alex Smith. The kid has the cannon for an arm, and he has the weapons to go get the ball. Looking forward to they being high scoring, high powered, and looking great up into the playoffs. You know, we got Denver. All I can say is they're only one Colin Kaepernick away from really being a Super Bowl contender. That team is stacked. Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller on the other side. I don't know if they should have got rid of Aqib Talib, but we'll see how that comes out in the season. But just imagine if Denver had Colin Kaepernick and not John Elway putting his foot in his mouth. I love the way that Jacksonville played last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I just wish everybody had the same amount of heart or vigor that Jalen Ramsey has. I mean, it's just exciting to watch that kid play, talk, and back it all up at the same time. I ain't dissing. I'm just saying, Jacksonville, embrace that shit. Become the bad boys. Somebody got to do it. You know, it's Baltimore up there in Maryland. And for some reason, I don't know why, this team just feel old as shit. Miami. I love it for a vacation. Not at all this season. They got all them old heads. Ooh, they ain't going to be nothing but injury prone. Houston has to make noise, right? They getting Deshaun back. They got DeAndre. He's a monster. JJ, is he healthy? The freak reincarnated Jadeveon Clowney on the other side. Houston should definitely make some noise. Remember the Titans? I can't tell you who plays defense for them, but I know they got Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, Heisman backfield. Sign me up. Now, y'all don't sleep on them Chargers. For some reason, I think they primed to make some noise in the AFC. With Phillip Rivers at the helm, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen's definitely a monster out there, and I think Mike Williams is healthy. And if prospect rookie Derwin James comes on strong and sews up the back end of the defense, with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa putting pressure on the quarterbacks, LA Chargers is definitely primed to make some noise. I know Indianapolis is geek. They getting Andrew Luck back, and that's about it. They still got T.Y., but I can't name nobody else who plays on that team either. I mean, I'm just expecting high scoring, and that's about it. Don't be surprised if they win 10 to 11 games. You know, it's 3 teams in New York, and one of them are the Jets. Look like they just found their franchise quarterback thanks to the Browns. Buffalo's out there as well. They drafted a wannabe Carson Wentz, starting a quarterback who threw 5 picks in his first start. Number 1 wide receiver is Kelvin Benjamin. He's big, but he ain't fleet of foot. Cincinnati looks great on paper, and only on paper. I can only imagine if they had like a quarterback like, maybe Kaepernick. Cincinnati, like Buffalo, they out there, they cutting checks, so they got to play the game, but, you know, they definitely ain't trying to win. And I feel bad for these players like A.J. Green, LaShawn McCoy, wasting your years in these inept towns, but, hey, keep cashing them checks. Now, the last team I want to talk about is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like these cats should go to the Super Bowl. And for the last 4 or 5 years, they should have made some real noise. They got Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Famer. They have Le'Veon. He's one of the best in the league. Antonio, he's probably the best at his position right now. And they had a cast of other wide receivers that were young and fast enough to make moves. The problem in Pittsburgh has been the back end of that defense. They got some good acquisitions with Joe Hayden, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do lined up against, the opponent's number 1 wide receiver. However, with Ryan Shazier still out from his horrific injury, Pittsburgh is a few breakout players on defense away from really making noise in the AFC and being in the Super Bowl for the next few years. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Up and Smoke podcast. I'm Lefty LaSalle from the Smokers Lounge. Peace.